The Mighty Thor, Lord of Earth, Volume 2, number 69, which was written by Dan Jurgens and published in 2003, witnessed the beginning of the reigning story, which lasted for 6 issues, featuring King Thor in the far future, on Earth 3515, the reality these events take place in. The book opens in a bazaar in New Asgard in the year 2170 with a young woman whose name is Jordal. She's a pickpocket who gets herself in trouble when she steals from a musician and manages to run away from the guards who try to catch her. Later on, a portal opens, and a man comes out of it and falls on Jordal, who mistakenly thinks that he was trying to attack her. She hits him with an iron, then discovers that he means no harm, and gives him some water to drink. The guards eventually find her and try to bring her in, but the stranger intervenes and tries to prevent them. The guard, however, says that the girl is a thief, but the stranger attacks them and saves the girl. He then carries the girl and jumps off the roof and uses his super speed to land safely on the ground. He says that his name is Thialfi and asks the girl about the place. She tells him that this is Earth, but they suddenly find themselves face to face with more guards. Thialfi uses his speed to run away and then takes the girl home. She thought that he was one of the gods, but he says that he is just as mortal as she is. Thialfi then asks what gods she refers to, and the girl says the omnipotent Thor, Lord of Midgard. Thialfi is shocked to know that Thor and Asgard survived the attack. He explains that he was fighting Zarko, the Tomorrow Man, who sent him to the future. She then takes him to her house and gives him some clothes. Suddenly, they were interrupted by Loki, who teleported them both to a strange place, but Thialfi says that these men can't hold him before he is blasted and taken down by Loki, who says that the super speed of this man indicates that he might be a mutant. Loki asks the girl about Thialfi, but she tells him that she never met him before that day, but Loki does not believe her. When Thor arrives and unleashes his big white wolf on her, remarking that no one should toy with the god of thunder and the Lord of Midgard. Thialfi then regained his consciousness and told Loki that the girl wasn't lying. Thor recognized the voice of his friend and was happy to find out that he lived. He then asked where Thialfi was hiding all these years. Thialfi said that for him, there were no more than few hours which passed since the mortals attacked Asgard, as he was fighting Zarko at that time. Loki said that this was 2 centuries ago, and Thialfi said that Zarko was trying to open a gateway through time to escape, but an explosion blasted Thialfi into the gateway and ended up in New Asgard. Meanwhile, a sorceress named Kea used her magic to see what was going on and found Thor taking Thialfi to show him the city. Kea recognized Thialfi as a man who lived at the time of her mother. Loki, however, sensed that someone was watching them. Kea sealed the connection, but tried to hurt Loki in the process as a retribution for her mother. Loki thought that Jordal did that, but she managed to run away. He sent the guards after her. She then hit an Asgardian warrior who looks like a young Thor. He helped her escaping the guards, who addressed him as a prince, then took her into a hidden chamber in the wall. Meanwhile, Thor showed Thialfi how he turned New York City into New Asgard, and claimed that Earth became a wonderful place, which is free of suffering. Thor said that he gave the people all they wanted. There is more than enough food for everyone, and every illness can be cured by his sorcerers. He made sure that no man is valued more than the other. This area had known nothing but war for centuries, but Thor solved all the problems when he erased borders and abolished religions. Thor has harnessed the power of the planet's core in order to energize communities on the surface. The energy is transmitted through the dimension of magic from one jewel to the next, clean, infinite, and perfect for man's needs. Thor has given people the freedom to pursue the higher goals and ideals life can offer. Later on, the Asgardian prince took the girl out of the castle and saved her from Loki and his guards. His name is Magni, son of Thor and prince of New Asgard. Elsewhere, Kea decided to bring Thialfi and tells him what he doesn't know about Thor. She also revealed that she has Mjolnir hidden in her base. Thor then celebrated the return of Thialfi, who decided to go to rest after he drank too much. Loki then asked Amora about Prince Magni, mentioning that he is her son, and she said that she did not see him, since he went to extinguish a hurricane. Later on, Mistress Kea appeared and cast her spell on Thialfi and teleported him back to her base, where he tried to attack her but was confronted by her followers, who opened fire on him. Thialfi, however, used his super speed to evade their bullets. Kea told him that they were not planning to attack Asgard, but he attacked again and took the weapons from the men and threatened to summon Thor. Kea told Thialfi that they only wanted to talk and that Zarko had informed them about his arrival as their last hope. She explained that Thor has stolen the world from the people and said that years ago he wanted to improve man's life by imposing his will on earth, but he went too far and abolished governments, erased boundaries, and eradicated all religions, except Asgardianism. Thor has taken people's freedom and they want it back, but Thialfi said that he saw New Asgard and knows that it became a better place than ever before. Kea, however, said that these gods killed her mother when Loki put her in one of his reconditioning centers, just like Thialfi's mother, who was also killed by the fools who worshipped Thor. Kea then revealed that her mother was Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. She then showed Thialfi the dark side of New Asgard, which Thor did not show. Meanwhile, Prince Magni took Jordl back home, but they were interrupted by a peddler who sells earrings and bracelets. He offered to sell them a beautiful necklace, but Jordl decided to go back home. The peddler, who was revealed to be one of Loki's men, showed Loki the girl's house. Elsewhere, Thialfi was teleported into the poor areas of New Asgard, where poverty and prostitution prevailed. He could not believe his eyes and used his speed to try to prove that Kea was wrong, but he discovered the ugly truth and realized that she was right. It's true that Thor gave men food, resources, and medical care, yet fields were left to rot, buildings and villages were left unfinished. Kea then teleported Thialfi back to her base and asked him about his opinion of Thor. He said that he has seen the good and bad of the world Thor has built, but he thinks that this does not mean that Thor should be overthrown. Kea then asked Thialfi if he had asked Thor about Mjolnir. Thialfi said that Thor told him that it was lost. Kea then explained that when Thor fought and killed those who attacked Asgard over 100 years ago, he turned his back on his humanity and became unworthy of lifting the hammer. Kea took Thialfi to the place where Mjolnir was hidden, but Thialfi thought that it was a lie, then tried to lift the hammer himself but failed, and realized that it was Mjolnir. Later on, Loki informed Thor that there was a revolution in Spain against the Asgardian authority. Thor sent an army led by the Warriors Three, along with Thialfi and Prince Magni. The rebels attacked with cannons, but the Asgardians easily overpowered them. Hogun then wanted to kill one of the rebels, but Thialfi tried to stop him. The rebel then tried to shoot Hogun, who blocked the bullets and killed him. Magni then intervened and ordered everyone to drop their weapons. He ordered them to spare the village and told Thialfi to disarm the rebels. One of the rebels, however, said that they reject Thor and his authority, and revealed that he had bombs attached to his body and pressed the button. Magni rushed to contain the explosion before it hurts the people around. He survived and said that he had no idea that they were hated that much. He saved the lives of the Asgardians and the mortals alike. Thialfi then realized that for the good of Earth, Asgard must go. Meanwhile, Loki, who knew the address of Jordl's house and visited her in Magni's clone, asked her to tell him everything she knows about the past. Later on, and after they had suppressed the revolution in Spain, Thialfi and Magni had a conversation. Magni said that he never felt comfortable being around his uncle Loki, and Thialfi said that Thor and Loki had a history of conflict and clashes. Thialfi believes that they fought because Thor had the love, the respect, and the trust of Odin, while Loki did not. Thialfi then told Magni that he doesn't feel comfortable because of Asgard's domination of Earth, but Magni did not accept that and told Thialfi that what he said is considered treason. But Thialfi did not back off and insisted that Magni shares him the same views. Later on that night, King Thor had a dream in which he saw his fight with the Avengers in the past and how he killed them. Captain America, Wolverine, and Doctor Strange knocked on the door of the royal castle and told Balder that they wanted to see Thor. Balder, who also had enough with Thor's tyranny, told them that Thor was in the nursery with his wife and son, and said that they can't remove him, cause he has the Odin power, which makes him too powerful to be overthrown. But Doctor Strange said that the Odin power will be dealt with. Cap also said that Carol Danvers, aka Warbird, and Quicksilver attacked Loki's reconditioning center in Arizona to free the Scarlet Witch and her daughter, who grew up to become Kea as we saw. Suddenly, they were interrupted by Loki, who told them that their actions could not be hidden from the eye of Agamotto, as he managed to take down the assailants. Loki attacked Cap and Wolverine, but Doctor Strange intervened and engaged him. Strange then summoned the rest of the Avengers for backup and opened a portal from which Hulk, Thing, and Vision came out and joined the Avengers. Vision tried to help Warbound and Quicksilver, but they were blasted and incinerated by Loki. Later on, Wolverine broke into the nursery where Thor was spending some time with his wife Amora and his son Magni. He managed to slash Thor and amputated his arm, but Thor retaliated and incinerated Wolverine, threatening that they will pay for attacking him in his home. Doctor Strange, however, managed to put a magical necklace around Thor's neck to deprive him of the Odin power. Thor said that no mortal could do that, but Strange said that the council elite of the pantheons of Earth can. Hulk and Thing then arrived and engaged King Thor, but Dan Jurgens did not show the details of the fight, and the next page showed King Thor standing victorious over the dead bodies of Hulk and Thing. Balder then told Thor that his actions must stop and threatened to slay Magni. Thor was distracted and did not see Cap throwing his shield and hitting him in the face. Cap pounded on Thor and said that he was a man of honor who fought for justice and freedom. But he went too far and took away man's right to be independent and stripped the people of their freedom in the name of order. They tried to talk to him and tell him to stop, but he did not listen. Cap managed to take Thor down and was about to decapitate him with his shield, but at that moment, Loki intervened and impaled Balder, killing him immediately. This distracted Cap and gave Thor the chance to grab him from the neck and incinerating him with eye beams. Thor then woke up to find himself in bedroom next to Amora. He told her that he saw that day in which he killed the Avengers. Amora said that their betrayal was one of the saddest events in Asgard's history, but it happened years ago, and wondered why Thor saw it now. Elsewhere, Thialfi joined Kea and told her that he decided to help her ending the reign of Asgard on Earth. Later on, Magni went to visit Jordal at her home, only to find out that her house was destroyed. He asked one of the neighbors, who told him that it was him and his soldiers who burned down the house and took Jordal and her family to the reconditioning centers. Magni knew that it was Loki who did that, and vowed to take revenge. Later on, the enraged Magni attacked the heavily guarded reconditioning centers, and easily took down the guards, who tried to stop him but in vain. They showered him with their arrows, which could not even pierce his body. Magni then ripped the wall open and broke into the center, where he found Jordal restrained and unresponsive. One of the agents tried to stop Magni from taking Jordal away, remarking that they still need to correct her thinking. Magni, however, smashed the ground and knocked the agents away. Later on, Loki used the Eye of Agamotto to see that Kea, who now dresses like her mother the Scarlet Witch, attacked the castle along with the rebels, and revealed his treason to Thor by stating that he supplied the rebels with weapons which were invented by Tony Stark before Thor got him. He believed that by supplying the enemy with weapons to rebel against Asgard, he controls them and ensures Asgard's safety, and this would be better than leaving them working in shadows. He gives them enough weapons to make them mistakenly think that they can win, but none of them poses any real danger. Loki remarked that Thor must never discover his connection to the rebels, and headed towards Thor's chamber, but was blasted away by some magical power, which prevented him from entering, and realized that it was Kea who did that. At Thor's chamber, Amora tells Thor that it is time to drink the elixir which will initiate the sleep of Odin Power's restoration. Thor did not want to take it, cause he knew that Asgard would be under attack during his absence. But Amora told him that Loki and Magni would protect the realm. Thor then drank the elixir, but was suddenly interrupted by the arrival of Thialfi, who said that slaying Thor would not be an act of betrayal, but an act of loyalty to the man he was and the ideals he stood for. Thor said that everything he did was to support these ideals, but Thialfi said that Thor has become devoid of the humanity and compassion that made him a champion. They started dueling, with Thor saying that he gave Thialfi everything he had, and made him everything he was. He lived a god's life because of Thor. Thialfi, however, said that somebody had to remind Thor of who he used to be, before taking him down. Amora tried to intervene, saying that Thor is weak and barely conscious after drinking that elixir, but Thialfi knocked her away. Thor made use of Thialfi's distraction and impaled him in his arm, remarking that history will always remember him as the worst enemy Asgard ever knew. But Thialfi said that all he knows is that Thor is no longer worthy of the Odin power, nor the throne itself. Meanwhile, the Asgardian warriors were trying to stop Kea and the rebels from reaching Thor, when Loki intervened and captured Kea, remarking that Thor was being attacked at the moment. Back to the royal chamber, Thor tried to blast Thialfi with his eye beams, but Thialfi managed to evade the blast thanks to his super speed, and attacked Thor, remarking that the elixir of sleep has taken hold of him. He pounded on Thor and put him down. Amora then tried to get out of the chamber to get some help, but Thialfi told her that a friend cast a spell to prevent anyone from getting in or out. Thialfi, however, underestimated the power of Amora the Enchantress, who cast a spell and managed to open the locked door. Thor's white wolf broke into the place and killed Thialfi, while Amora held Thor, who went into the Odin sleep, remarking that he can rest easy now, as no mortal will be able to destroy Asgard. The only truth is that a being capable of defeating almighty Thor does not exist. I like the plot and the artwork in this run. Dan Jurgens was clearly inspired by George Orwell's novel 1984, when he presented Loki's reconditioning centers, in which rebels get their thoughts corrected and memories erased. As for the Hulk fighting Thor, I think that Jurgens was lazy in depicting this fight, as he did not show how Thor managed to kill both Hulk and Thing, but showed that Hulk was impaled with a rock, and this is very wrong. Hulk's body can't be pierced by a rock, regardless of the force which stands behind this rock. It should have been smashed to pieces on Hulk's body, but that was no more than a lazy writing. All in all, this was one of the best stories which took place in an alternate reality. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.